Living with purpose begins with intentionality. The lessons we gain from living intentionally are priceless. Though life's lessons don't always come neatly wrapped, they are gifts that shape us over time. They help us grow, evolve, and become our best selves. So, learn to embrace every moment of your life and stay open to learning from every experience. Hello everyone, you are welcome once again to my channel, Classic Tales by Dorothy. In today's story, we will explore an important lesson. The title of our story is From Rags to Riches, the story of a beggar. In the heart of a bustling city, at a crowded railway station, lived a beggar named Peter. He had spent years surviving by pleading for alms from the passengers who passed through. Every day, he extended his hand, hoping for the kindness of strangers, and every night, he counted the few coins he had managed to collect. One morning, as the sun cast long shadows on the platform, Peter's eyes fell upon a tall, well-dressed man stepping off a first-class coach. The man, named Mr. Prest, looked confident, successful, and wealthy. This man looks rich, Peter thought. If I ask him for alms, he will surely give me a good amount. Peter approached him with an outstretched hand, pleading, "Sir, please help me with some money." Prest paused, looking at Peter with curiosity. Instead of reaching for his wallet, he asked, "You always ask others for something, but tell me, have you ever given anything to anyone?" Peter blinked in surprise. "Sir, I am just a beggar. I have nothing to give. How can I give anything to anyone?" Prest smiled. "If you cannot give, then you have no right to ask. Life is about give and take. I am a businessman, and I believe in this principle. If you have something to offer me, only then will I give you something in return." Saying this, Prest boarded the train and disappeared, leaving Peter standing there, confused and deep in thought. A seed of change. Peter sat on the platform, replaying Prest's words in his mind. Maybe I don't get much because I never give anything in return. But what do I have to offer? For 2 days, the question haunted him. He watched the people at the station, the vendors selling snacks, the porters carrying luggage, the bookstall owners making sales. Everyone was giving something in exchange for money, but he, a beggar, had nothing to give. On the 3rd day, as he sat near the station entrance, his eyes caught sight of a small flower bush growing near the tracks. The bright, colorful flowers swayed in the wind. A thought struck him. Why don't I give flowers to people in return for their alms? Excited by the idea, Peter plucked a few flowers. That day, when he begged, he handed a flower to everyone who gave him money. Some people smiled, others were pleasantly surprised, and a few even thanked him for the gesture.
Over the next few weeks, Peter made it a habit to offer flowers with every coin he received. He noticed something astonishing. More people started giving him money, and they seemed happier doing so. When he ran out of flowers, fewer people gave him alms. He realized that people were not just giving him money out of pity anymore. They appreciated the value he added, even if it was just a simple flower. One evening, while making his rounds on a train, he saw Prest again. With excitement, Peter approached him and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me alms, I will give you these flowers in return." Mr. Prest smiled, handed Peter some money, and accepted the flowers. "Wonderful," he said. "You've become a businessman like me." Peter's heart swelled with pride. Prest's words had changed his life once, and now they inspired him again. From beggar to businessman. Standing on the platform that night, Peter looked up at the sky and declared, "I am not a beggar anymore. I am a businessman." People around him thought he had lost his mind, but Peter knew something had changed. He saw himself differently now. He was no longer someone who merely asked. He was someone who gave. The next morning, instead of plucking flowers for free, he went to a florist and bought them. He used the money he had earned to invest in more flowers, offering better and fresher ones. Soon, instead of waiting for people to give him alms, he started selling flowers directly. Months passed. Peter's flower sales grew. He set up a small stall at the station. Then, he hired a helper. Eventually, he expanded to other stations. 6 months later, at the same railway station, 2 well-dressed men were traveling together. One of them recognized the other and extended his hand for a handshake. "Do you recognize me?" he asked. The second man looked puzzled. "I don't think we've met before." The first man smiled. "We've met twice. Don't you remember the beggar you once spoke to?" Surprised, the second man said, "Oh yes, you're the beggar I refused to give money to the first time, and the second time I bought flowers from you. But today, you look successful. What are you doing now?" The first man, now a confident entrepreneur, replied, "Yes, I was that beggar. But today, I am a successful flower merchant. I am traveling to another city for business." He continued, "You taught me an important lesson, that we only receive when we give. That rule changed my life. I realized I was never just a beggar. I was always a businessman, but I didn't see myself that way. People didn't give me alms, they paid for the flowers I gave them. I invested my earnings, grew my business, and today I run a large flower enterprise. All because of the lesson you taught me." Mr. Prest smiled, proud of the man Peter had become. They both shook hands and continued their journey, knowing that life's greatest transformations begin with a simple shift in perspective. Life lessons from the story. 1. You only receive when you give. Life is a cycle of giving and receiving. When we contribute value, whether through kindness, effort, or service, opportunities open up in return. 2. Your mindset shapes your reality. The way we see ourselves determines our success. Peter transformed his life by changing his self-perception from a beggar to a businessman. 3. Every challenge holds an opportunity. Peter thought he had nothing to offer, but with creativity, he found a way to add value. Often, our struggles hide opportunities in disguise. 4. Small changes lead to big results. A simple idea, giving flowers, set Peter on a path to success. Even minor changes in our actions or mindset can create a ripple effect of transformation. 5. Success is earned, not given. Peter stopped depending on charity and took control of his future. True success comes from our own efforts, not from waiting for others to help us. This story reminds us that no situation is too hopeless to change, and no dream is too big if we dare to think differently, act boldly, and believe in our potential. I hope you got value and learned something from the story. Please like, share the story, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for your support. Until the next video, stay uplifted.